All right.
I won't worry about it. I'm not worrying about it. Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 196
Yay!
of A Quality Interruption. My name is James Kisslingberry, General Layabout.
My name is Cruz Flores, Leisurely Dad.
You want to do a clap at the camera real quick so you can sync up the audio?
Oh, yeah. When no one told you that life was going to be this way.
I regret starting this program, and I'm going to regret continuing it. Anyways, so today on A Quality Interruption, we did a little film I'd like to call Constantine.
Yeah!
Also better known as, like, the good version of the prophecy? The better version of the prophecy? High-budget version of the prophecy.
I'll agree with you there. High budget. And, all right, I'll
Look,
put
they
my
both
cards
have their
out.
charm.
I'll put my cards out. Yes, it is a little better. There are some things that are better about the prophecy. There are some things that are better about Constantine.
Well, we'll get into that in a second. The one I was thinking about that. I'll just put my cards out on the table. I was thinking about the prophecy, and I was like, "Oh, Constantine is just the prophecy."
Mhm.
And then I paused and realized, you know what? I bet ripped off Hellblazer, the prophecy. So I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I think actually Constantine is entitled. DC Entertainment is entitled to rip off the Christopher Walken smash hit film and lost episode, The Prophecy." Anyways, let's get into the credits of this film. First of all. This film is the directorial debut of Francis Lawrence, which, were I a less classy man, I would say that's a very funny name.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
It just makes me think of, it mostly makes me think of Full Metal Jacket, is what it makes me think of.
Now, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
That's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Alright, that's acceptable. So, he was also famous for, he's directed some good movies.
Yeah?
Or at least he's directed, like, some very successful movies.
Oh, okay.
I should say. Which is not a dig on Constantine, but I was looking at this going like, I wonder if the guy who did Constantine was ever allowed to do anything else.
Gets better.
This film actually was very successful. This film was shockingly successful.
Really?
This film made $230 million.
How come there's not another one?
I don't know. I bet... I don't know. We can speculate about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to do another one.
Well, here's the other thing. Well, this is before all this big superhero boom.
Yeah.
But I would go ahead and
But it could
say...
happen now.
This is true. Well, they did the fucking TV show that nobody watched. But here's what I would add is that people who run Hollywood are fucking idiots.
Right.
So somebody said, hey, you can make a lot of money on this, and somebody probably went, I think we can do better. And then they just didn't make the movie. And then you waited 13 years and they made a shitty Justice League movie. Anyways.
But if they made another, like in Aquaman. If we're watching Aquaman, all of a sudden, Keanu Reeves shows up, and he's Hellblazer. Like, I'd be cool with that.
I mean, I'm still not going to watch Aquaman, but yes, I would be cool with that. Hey, it's me, Hellblazer.
Mm-hmm.
You can call me Hellblazer, you can call me Blaze.
Do you need any magic to be done in this underwater kingdom?
You guys holding? Please don't smoke down here. It doesn't work. I'll be fine.
I'm off the cigarettes now. I'm just vaping.
What a fuck he will. That is what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's get to the who's starring this film.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves.
Right.
Excellent. We've done Keanu Reeves. I mean, like I said, we're trying to get away from the connections, but there's some vital connective tissues between this and some other films. First off, Keanu Reeves. We've done before. John Wick. Dracula. A few other movies. And of course, Vanessa Jefferson episode.
Oh yeah, Point Break.
Thank you. I was doing this like I was cueing you, but I really couldn't think of the title for the movie. Point Break. Anyways, I love me some Keanu.
Yeah.
I do. I'm glad after having watched this movie, I was like, this is good Keanu. I was like, good. You know what? I was like ready to feel bad for Keanu of being forced into like this kind of B-tier superhero movie. He does a pretty good job.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about Keanu. This role is just slightly out of his range. His range is very thin. It's like
He's too nice.
Here's the thing.
He's too nice. I don't believe him as John.
He can't be sarcastic.
No, Keanu Reeves is if he has a flaw, he's too sincere.
Yeah, like all of these actors
That's a good problem to have, I would say.
As an actor?
You know what? I will look at Keanu Reeves and I just believe him.
Right, so he says that the lines are written, like, sarcastically, and he tries to say them sarcastically.
No, this is Keanu Reeves reading a line. Sarcastically. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Cut.
Yeah, exactly. So there are times in this movie, I don't mind him being cynical. I don't mind him being angry. You know, it makes sense that Keanu
when he
would be
points
younger.
at the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real good burn.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a real good one.
that you just have to bend your Constantine a little bit more towards Keanu.
Yeah.
It would have worked a lot better.
It is more Keanu than it is Constantine.
Yes.
Which, here's my theory, and this is the internet's theory, so I think somebody else has said this. There's John Constantine, which is Keanu, and then there's John Constantine, which is the British guy.
Ah.
And part of me is also like, nobody's ever pronouncing it John Constantine. The only person who does that is Alan Moore, and I'm going to go ahead and say he's still wrong. I don't care if he invented the character, you're wrong. Anyways.
Hey, did you know my middle name is Constantino?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, so you got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I was younger, but, you know, I've grown on it.
I mean, it's a middle name. What the fuck?
Yeah,
it's an appendix of a name.
Mhm.
Anyways, this film also stars Rachel Weisz,
Mm-hmm.
Tilda Swinton, Shia LaBeouf, who I fucking forgot he was in this movie.
Remember when Shia LaBeouf was just the sidekick in movies? Like, you would just, you know, there would be the hero.
Thanks, Michael Bay.
Yeah, and then you'd just be like, oh, well, I mean, he was supposed to be the sidekick to Optimus Prime.
That's true. I'll take it.
Yeah.
This film also stars Gavin Rossdale.
Mm-hmm. I forgot he was a thing.
All right.
Was he a singer?
I don't know. No, wait. Is Gavin Rossdale? Is that the Gavin? I don't
have my phone in front
I'm
of
not
me.
gonna look at.
We're filming.
Yeah, Cruz, show some respect.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This film also stars, of course, Jaimon Hansu.
Mm-hmm. Oh, who I've worked with.
I finally got, thanks once again to donor, supporter, fan, friend, Vanessa Jefferson for sending me a animated emoji
Mm-hmm.
correcting me on how to pronounce Jaimon Hansu. But also, in my mind, I am pronouncing it the old way
Mm-hmm.
in order to overcorrect for her correcting me. So I'm probably still pronouncing it wrong.
I'll say Jaimon Hansu out loud, but in my mind,
You're saying, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still love it in my head.
Yeah. I mean, is it a little racist? Yes. Is it super racist? No.
Yeah,
But-
it's just fun to walk around in life and think that a person could actually be named Digimon.
Digimon. Come on,
Digimon.
it's a soft G. Anyways, then of course Peter Stormare,
Mhm.
who I thought was in a lot more of this movie.
Yeah, he's just one scene, and I'm gonna go.
It's a very memorable scene.
It's a memorable scene, but here's what I'm gonna do, James. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Aragorn was a better devil.
They're different Satans.
Yeah,
They're different.
They're
I mean,
different. It's weird that he's.
look, I don't
trying
want to have to choose.
It's weird that he's trying to do an American accent, and not all those vowels are American.
Well, oh man. Well, we'll get into We'll get into Peter Stormare as Lou.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, last but certainly not least, this film stars Pruitt Taylor Vince,
Mm-hmm.
who's one of my favorite Fatso character actors.
Oh, him! Yeah. No, I know him.
He's fucking great. Every time he shows up, I am fucking 100% down for that guy.
Yeah, he goes all the way.
Yeah, he's got a presence.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just am affectionate for him personally because I ran into him at the store once, back in the old store.
Mhm.
Very small, very narrow, and he's a big guy. And he's like, "Oh, this place wasn't built for me." I'm just like, "All right, you're like aware of who you are."
Yeah.
And this place was not built for normal human beings. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, very good to see him getting work. So, let's get into it. Constantine is from 2005. It is 2 hours long,
Mhm.
which is about the length of a movie.
Pretty close.
And this is a version of the DC character, of the Vertigo character,
Mhm.
of not quite being in continuity character, John Constantine.
You know, okay, so here's the thing about the name.
Exorcist at Large.
Of course, a lot of comic book geeks are going to be upset about it not being called Hellblazer. But
We know why.
there's already a movie called Hellraiser.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally the reason. I mean, it has to be.
Also, there's the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, you don't want to step on their toes. I mean, yeah, that's what I would think. Oh, the basketball team.
I mean, it just...
They're basketball, right?
Yeah, they're basketball.
Okay.
It's better to have a name, and the name Constantine already kind of gives you a heaven and hell religious
Yeah,
battle kind
let's
of
just cut
sense.
to talk about the title. We just got that out from the end of it.
Mhm.
It's a good title.
I think so.
I don't think it's a great title, but the fact that his name is Constantine, you just go, oh, Constantine. Even if you aren't aware of the fact that the reason Christianity ruined Europe, there's such good local folklore and magic and just some really good, indigenous culture. ruined, I would say, by the pox of Christianity.
Have you been reading too much of the fall of the Roman Empire?
Look, Chris, let's not get into my reading habits. The point is,
don't get me wrong, it's a good volume, but his weird ideas about how, like, we should all be worshiping Mars,
that's for the fucking the Guidos. Yeah. I'm into more of like water, like river goddesses, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Like putting a poultice on your like gout at night.
James, let me tell you a little bit about syncretic religions.
I don't want to. Yeah, but like I want some like good shit. I want more like goat men. Like what we got now is just like this real whitewashed shit. Like I want a goat man who battles Jesus. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Chris, let me tell you about the original cinematic universe.
You just say, hey, going out tonight, Jesus is gonna battle some goat men.
You know who does it better? Mexicans.
Well, yeah.
Now there's some fucking syncretic religion where it's just like, so we're just gonna tack Jesus onto this. Is that okay? Like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Pena. I didn't know you were super into religion. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a theologian. All right. Thanks, Michael Pena. Anyways, so.
And he was the guy that I body doubled.
Oh yeah.
While I was acting with Jimon Hansu, I did it.
Dear friend, you didn't, but that's okay. That's all right, Cruz. You're trying now, and that's the important thing. Yeah. So, anyways, what's to say about Christianity? Oh yeah, Constantine, Emperor Constantine. He of the Byzantine Empire. Anyways, he just did it to fucking please. It's probably a tax credit thing, right? It's probably 100% just like, I can get a tax break if I convert to Christianity. If I convert this empire into a church legally, I have a tax shelter, tax protective status, and the whole thing got out of control. Anyways, let's not even worry about it. So, it's a good title.
Yeah,
and I would say overall, this is a much better film than I thought it was, and it's a much better film than it deserves to be.
Yeah, you know what? I started out watching it, and I'm like, this is directed a little blandly. I
would say it's the opposite. I would say that it's very bland, a lot of close-ups.
That's what I meant.
It's very 2005.
Like, what do you call it?
Shot, counter shot. Like,
yes, shot, counter shot, a lot of person right in the middle of frame.
And not like a guy trying to do Kubrick, but not Kubrick.
Yeah, but then it loosens up.
Well, so there's that, but it does some very 2005 shit, which is there's a lot of like music video shots, which is fine. I feel like for a world as weird as Constantine, sure, throw some bullshit time dilation in there.
No,
what the hell?
Good. I like it.
It works more than it doesn't.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
But it feels very much of
the time.
Of the era, yeah.
So we start off in Argentina, right? It's Argentina, right?
I think it's just Mexico.
That's what I was arguing with Don about.
No, see, here's the thing. It should be Argentina. Because of Nazis.
Right.
But it's not, because he just walks there. I would feel like if you're walking from Argentina, here's the thing.
We don't get a timestamp on when that happens.
That's
it could have been like a year ago.
It could have been 1984, for all we fucking know.
It's like the killer bees.
No, they just literally buried that Nazi. Yeah, you're right. And he walked, for 60 years.
He was going with the bees. The bees are demonic!
Dear the RZA, perhaps you have read my letters before. I would like to speak with you about the demonic bees. No, here's the thing. You're probably right, and it probably is in the screenplay, but just on account of the fact that
it looks like Mexico.
It looks like... Here's the thing. Nothing looks like Argentina. What does Argentina look like?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what Argentina is like? Oh, they've got deserts, and you go, I got some bad news for you about Mexico.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, Don thought it was Mexico because you look at it as an American viewer and you're like, that's probably Mexico.
Also, if it's not Mexico, you say Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, real bad title card. I would say running for like the worst title card. It has a quote and it's unattributed. It's like, he who holds the spear of destiny. It's like, who said that? Who told you that? Was it Earl? Did Earl tell you this?
James, did you know that the reason Superman didn't just go and slap around Hitler is because he held the Spear of Destiny?
Superman's a bitch.
Yeah.
Captain America didn't have any problem with that.
Well, no, because he's not magic. He doesn't have a vulnerability to magic. And he just shoots people.
Yeah, but if he just gets stabbed with a spear, he doesn't have an invulnerability to that.
Yeah, well, he carries a machine gun.
Whatever.
They gave him, like, super soldier serum, to make him the most powerful man in the world.
I like how you just did, like, the...
Yeah.
Like trying to find the vein. They're like, oh yeah.
Most powerful man in the world.
Daddy needs his juice.
And now they just gave him a machine gun and let him shoot people.
I mean, yes. We can stop arguing about that. Argentina makes the most sense, but the fact that they like have a fucking car roll by and it's got bad Spanish music on it, I just go, it's Mexico.
It's also wrapped in a Nazi flag, so like, what happened to that flag? It's like valuable too, you know?
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a collector's item. You gotta find a guy for that. Like, you can't just sell that shit on the open market.
Admittedly, the Spear of Destiny is more valuable. I'm not gonna say it isn't.
Well, Cruz, let me tell you about a little show called Antiques Roadshow.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the provenance.
Yeah.
You can't sell one object without the other. It reduces the value. But you have to sell them together.
Right.
And now you're up there going like, yeah, so this was in my family, and we've just had it in the attic for forever. And like, well, of course you don't want to sell it. No, nine people not be selling this. And you go, well, the insurance value on this, and you just see like the guy, like Hitler with a dyed mustache, like lean in, going, yes. Was
insurance, yes.
Oh, Eva will be so pleased to hear this. She wanted to throw it out.
I learned that when I burned down the bunker.
Yeah, so, it's just full of mold now. Anyways, so, that'd be a terrible version of that show. Anyways,
so we got John Constantine, and he is Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
And
Fun fact, he is Keanu Reeves.
We get like little pieces of his backstory, you know, kind of given to us.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. Like I like the character as it is shown. The idea that somebody could be like more cynical and less faithful because they see angels and demons and they know they exist
and they suck.
And they're just like, okay, I guess I know everything, and what I don't know is not concerning to me.
No.
You know? Like the mysteries of
John Constantine is very much a know-it-all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know?
In a like Greek fashion, like in a Platonic ideal, as he is a know-it-all. That is his entire problem. He is prideful. You know, he has hubris. But it's good. It's also good to just have him like go around and go like, ugh, these fucking people, and they're going like, but angels. It's just like, oh, buddy, let me tell you.
Well, okay, so going. To
by the way, can we just like be pleased by the fact that at no point did anybody say Los Angeles? They call it the City of Angels.
Yeah, I'm glad for that.
I mean, they have the taxi cab, and it's just kind of like, oh, brother. But I'm actually glad the taxi cab was there, even though it's L.A. and anyways, whatever.
They have taxis here. It's fine.
No, I know, but it's a yellow cab.
Takes it.
Yeah. But also just the fact that like I wasn't sure if it was Los Angeles for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because nothing looks like L.A. Like you don't see the is it the B of A building?
No, you don't see a lot of.
You don't see downtown. You see a lot of like the West Side. You see the Capitol building. That's it.
When they were on Crenshaw, I was finally like, oh, we're in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, you see Western, you see Third, he says Figueroa. Though I feel like he would be like, there was a fucking demon out on Fig. Oh, hold it, Fig and what?
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, there are places you go, this is a very, like, it's like the area between Hollywood and downtown is this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like nobody ever like uses like.
It's like a lot of Echo Park. Actually, it's not that much Echo Park. It is like full blown Hollywood. It's Hollywood, and then his apartment. Sorry, folks, we're gonna be getting into like some geography here. Is mostly his apartment, and a lot of the scenes are in downtown.
Right.
Like the Bolorama, all that shit's all downtown.
But then they go into Hollywood a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of Hollywood shots.
So
because again, you got to show the Capitol record. Well, and be like, where are we? Oh. Hollywood. So they don't even show the Hollywood sign.
No, except for the Capitol Records building. Like, a lot of it, like I said, is East Hollywood, where it starts to get a little shitty, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is where you would be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's weird that, what's her name? Because I don't remember. Rachel Weisz.
Miss Bond?
It's weird that she doesn't have a lot of, like, police stuff on her. That she doesn't...
Let's get into that.
Yeah.
I think Rachel Weisz does a very good job. I think she's handling herself well. I don't think she's well directed.
No, and it's not a very...
And I don't think it's her fault. Here's the thing. If Rachel Weisz backed over my son, I'd be like, well, he probably should have been in that driveway.
It's not a clear character.
No.
Beginning to end. They start out... They have an idea of a character that she's... You know, they have all these things that she needs to do as part of the plot. She has to be a police officer. She has to have a twin sister. She has to be psychic. But, like, they don't connect any of these things into a character.
This film, and it kind of comes down to the screenplay, there is way too much plot.
Yeah.
And again, for the most part, I think it works, and I suppose I'd rather have a movie with too much shit going on than not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fact that John Constantine is like, we have, okay, so we're introduced to the Spear of Longinus, which I'm pissed off that they don't ever fucking name. They probably couldn't get the license. They got fucking off-brand, bootleg Spear of Destiny. So they got that. Then you got John Constantine. Then you got the sister. And then you got the other sister. And then you got... by like minute 30, it's like, okay, so there's angels, there's demons. And also, and he's got a bunch of buddies. And also, he's got a cab-driving 14-year-old. And you're like, okay, which one of these is the story?
Yeah.
And the movie takes a little too long to get going, and it isn't like boring, it's just confusing. So there isn't like this straight narrative thread. It's like at some point there's gonna be the meet cute.
It's not very clean.
No, and like the thing is they make Rachel Weisz a cop, and it never comes up.
No.
There's like 2 scenes that could have been filmed with her doing anything else. She, by the way, it's a movie in 2005. Just make her a graphic designer. Like, she has a computer. Just make her a graphic designer. Like, nobody's gonna go, well, why is she... Hold on. What do you mean she... And if she needs to have a gun, you just say, hey, it's L.A. or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there are lots of things that you can... It would have just taken effort, which for some reason screenwriters look female character...
Well,
effort necessary.
They need her to have authority, and they need her to kind of have... Like... be on a level of John Constantine. At least I'm thinking that is the logic. Is they can't just have like a graphics designer team up with John Constantine. Have her fucking talk about the Pantone swatches, you know, when he goes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't fucking work. You need her to have like a gun and a badge, and that way she can boss him around ostensibly. But it never really works as part of the screenplay. You never really... And she never... Again, I think she's good in terms of like her emotional range,
but
she
like, never has any kind of.
She's no Mariska Hargitay.
No, she has no leverage over him in any scene. He's always the one. He's always the one being like, "Let me tell you something."
Hey, brother. Hey, sister.
Yeah.
So that's a problem, and the fact is, like, she never has authority. She's never like. And by the way, you don't need to be a dick to be a cop, but like, she's never abrasive. She's never like pushy, or any of these things you think of as not a female, but like a cop. Like, she's never.
No, it's never used in any way.
No, so it's just sort of this thing where she goes, "Can I talk to you for a second?" Police, and it's like, you could just show like that could be anything. That could be a photo of my dead sister, and he goes, "Ugh." Like, it's just her and a twin girl. He goes, "Whoa."
So in the same way, like she's supposed
dressed
to be
like The Shining. Like, do you think they're dressed like The Shining, or specifically that Deanne Arbus photo?
Ooh.
No, you know what? The movie goes, "Oh, like Smashing Pumpkins," and he goes, "Well, actually, it's technically from a Deanne Arbus." He's like,
yeah, that was a great album, Siamese Dream.
Oh man, it takes me back. Like, as he's just smoking, like looking through the door. Oh man.
She's also like supposed to be. They say she's a really powerful psychic, but we don't get her doing anything.
Well, you have everybody else saying it, and like, I'll take it. I'll take it just on. Well, no, the thing is her twin is,
and she was supposed to be too.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, you don't need her to actually show her being a psychic or whatever. Is you just have her sister do that, and you go, by the transitive property, we've already done this. And also, her sister looks exactly like Rachel Weisz. But also,
but like the fact that
we're 90 minutes into this movie at this point.
The fact that they're constantly in like situations where being a powerful psychic might help.
Well, but they also, I mean, again, they just have the conversation of her going like, well, maybe. Basically, she's like, I code switched.
Yeah.
Which is just like, I decided to start talking like a person who wasn't psychic.
Right.
Like, wow, I didn't know you were psychic. You don't sound like it at all.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, I was raised in a square community. There weren't any psychics around, and so that's just how I learned to speak. You know, meanwhile, her sister, you know, fully embraced that psychic life. But whatever. It's like, that is a kind of a bad plot point, you're right, because it's just like, oh, and by the way.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things being said and none of them having,
There's a bit of that in this movie.
Yeah.
Which...
That being said, it's still a movie where, like, he like wrestles swarms of flies and things like that.
Pretty fucking good.
And-
And he fucking kicks the crab at the end.
Mhm.
He's just like, "Duh, dick." I don't even know if that crab was there, like, as a part of the bug man. That might have just been a crab.
That's right. I love that part.
It's the best little. It's so good. It's like, oh, fucking asshole.
And I love that a car runs through it and is just like swerving on traffic, which is the kind of thing that happens in LA traffic.
Like, what happened? I had a bunch of bugs. I think it was a man. What'd you do? I fucking kept on driving. It was fucking 4:05. This time of night?
I'm not stopping for that.
Are you kidding me? I actually do remember one time I was driving to North Hollywood, so I was at the 134, where it hikes, where it hits the 5, and like traffic was just fucked up on like this interchange, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? It's like 10 at night, what's going on? And as I'm driving along, there's just a dude in a tank top and shorts, just like running. I want to say either flip-flops or no shoes. One flip-flop maybe.
Oh man.
Just like running down the middle of the with traffic. Is he safe?
Yeah.
Actually, no, you want to run against traffic because you want to see. Anyways. And he's just running, and I'm just like, as I'm driving, I'm just kind of like, I should probably call somebody. And then I pause, and I'm like, I'm sure somebody's already called.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm not a cop. I'm not gonna call cops on somebody. And that man was John Constantine.
That's who that. You probably saved the whole city, James.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. Like, if I ever see a guy with a barcode tattoo, it's like, he might be Hitman. I'm gonna let him do his fucking job. I'm not
Just
a cop.
stay out of the way.
Yeah, he's got a job to do. So that's fun. I mean, so the thing is, you're right. When this movie has way too many plot points, and when it does these plot points, there's a lot of Deus Ex Machina, so to speak. There's a Devil Ex Machina later.
Which I don't mind.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's bad screenwriting. But then the devil shows up, so you're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
okay. It's not. I mean, they do set that up at the very least. They set up Satan.
I mean, if there's any movie where you're like, when is God or Satan gonna come in here and just be like,
it's the movie about God and Satan, right?
We've seen The Prophecy, we've seen other movies like this. We're kind of used to when there's like this kind of battle at the very. It's like the not Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Flies. There's that very end where the soldier comes on and like you think the whole, everybody's going to kill each other, and the soldier comes on and just puts his hand on the kid, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a larger world that like, somebody can just come over here and straighten shit out,
Yeah, it's quite enough of this, old boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite enough malarkey for this Turkishness for this sort of business. On the boat.
Yeah.
On the boat, what is this?
Yeah, so that's what you're kind of
Bye.
expecting the whole movie, is that eventually somebody's going to reach to the point, like they're just waiting, to see how this is going to shake out, and then they'll be like, okay, that's enough.
So let's blow through some of the other cool things in this movie. First off, this is my big connection to other things. That's one of my favorite movie tropes. Fucking vampire bars.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Oh,
fucking...
yeah, okay, so this movie
What are these
reminded
people
me
doing?
a lot of Blade.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's like, there's a détente,
Isn't it the Deftones is playing in the fucking bar?
I think so.
Of course it is.
That like there's that just like there's humans and vampires in Blade, there's angels and demons, and they're not, they have reached an agreement, they're not gonna screw around on Earth,
We have an understanding.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so like the movie is about people breaking that, and so that's what the movie is about. People
It's every
who are
like spy book in the world. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If the Nazis don't try to fucking develop weapons, you're not gonna have. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we saw that even more in The Prophecy, where I even said, like, these guys, angels and demons, they're kind of like spies, and they're kind of like assholes who are like, I represent God or the devil, but really they just represent themselves,
Yeah.
They just run around, with too little oversight, getting into trouble.
That's their problem. Is there's not enough. They're not accountable.
No, the heavens...
Where's the Senate hearing?
Yeah, the Heavens Senate Committee has to come in and be like, what are you spending all this money on?
I'd watch that shit. Like Winter Satan? Is that the Winter Satan hearings?
Yes.
Anyways. Yeah, so that's real good. You go to the fucking vampire bar. By the way, I thought there was at least going to be it's coded as a vampire bar.
Mm-hmm.
I guess demons are hanging out. Angels are hanging out.
Half demons, half angels.
Just say Nephilim.
Yeah,
Just
I
say
guess so.
Nephilim, but nobody knows what the fuck that is. Anyway,
What are those guys, like seraphim? I think.
Seraphim are a type of angel.
Right, so I'm saying like the seraphim and the Nephilim
No,
are just kind of hanging out.
Well, no, Nephilim are half human, half angels.
Oh, okay.
There were giants in those days.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
I got
everybody,
it.
here's some deep cut Genesis mythology for you. Those seraphim, I don't even know what part of the Bible the seraphim are in. By the way, angels, look up what terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like they go, okay, so, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, it's like a bird, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, God. Yeah, I know birds. No, a bird, right? Yeah, a bird. Okay, but it's got no body. So it's wings. Yes. Okay. I'll just sound like H. John Benjamin in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 7 wings. You don't want 8? No, I said 7. It's a good number. It's my number.
Yeah.
And eyes. How many? 2? No. What are you? This is why you're an angel. This is why I'm God.
I mean, if I
200 eyes.
If I went to heaven and God sounded like H. John Benjamin, I mean,
Hey,
it
how
would
you
be the
doing?
biggest surprise.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Master, I guess.
So over here we got that's a jacuzzi.
Or what's he called? Not the Master. I forget. In Venture Brothers.
Oh, I thought it was the master.
I
You're
guess
right.
it's the
Okay,
master.
so I'm sorry. I'm having some cryptonesia here.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, angels are terrifying.
Mhm.
So you have that, and I was really hoping that would just be like, and here's just a vampire, like hello, just like in the background. But they're just whatever. That's fine. By the way, one of our favorite actresses shows up in this movie for like one line.
Oh yeah, I was saying that too.
I was like, she was fucking in this movie?
Would you believe this was the same year as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Wow, Michelle
Yeah.
Monaghan.
Michelle Monaghan.
Also a cool person.
Yeah.
Nice in real life. Weird.
I haven't met her, but I'm sure she's lovely.
It was what you wanted. She
Yeah.
said she called me dude.
Oh, that's
That's
great.
like, yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could just hang out with her.
Yeah, like that was the vibe.
Yeah.
Like not even in a weird way. Just like you seem cool.
For a second here, I want to talk about Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, sure. Is this post? No, is this post Narnia? This is pre Narnia. I want to say this is pre Narnia. I want to say Narnia was probably this year.
Yeah, it's
Probably
post
2005.
Orlando at least.
Oh yeah, sure. So I was thinking the story of never
Yeah,
mind. Yeah, no. She's great.
Yeah, and
She's looking like Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like 70s Bowie. Like 70s Bowie when you first see her.
Mm-hmm.
Which is my favorite era Bowie. Like Return of the Thin White Duke era Bowie.
Of course, yeah.
And none more Bowie. And then at the end of the movie she's like 90s Bowie, but like a little bit of Fifth Element in there.
I like the idea that he,
They.
they,
You can say they.
the angel Gabriel has this weird ass philosophy how they think that they are going to help humanity, and that is interesting to me. Like someone who's just been like, I've been watching humanity for a while, and I think I got this figured out.
I think I know what makes them tick.
I think I got this all figured out. Now, it's gonna sound crazy. Don't get me wrong, but I just hear
Wait till
me
I
out.
finish.
Yeah, it's all gonna turn out. Just you watch.
I like how her motivation isn't really like... It's sort of an afterthought to the film, where it's like, why is, Hans Gruber stealing this gold? It's like, do we give a shit?
But you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those spy movies where you figured out that like your fellow spy
Oh, sure.
who's supposed to be working with you is actually the one working against you. Is like, okay, but look, I actually am working for America's interest. Just hear me out,
Yeah.
I have this very complicated political worldview.
You know what? It's almost like a film noir, in which case it's like the actual importance of the Maltese Falcon is sort of immaterial to the mystery. The actual murders are immaterial to the adventure itself. Though unlike a film noir, John Constantine actually seems to be involved directly in the plot.
Yes.
It would be good if we just got the... Though,
I mean, yeah, the ending is him just being like, okay, can you sort this out?
actually, yeah, it's just him getting his ass kicked, and then he's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I better call the chief.
That's
hey,
great.
Chief. I told you to stop calling me Chief. Hey, Chief.
I'll tell you the exact moment I said this movie, okay, I will admit, this movie is better than The Prophecy. When he's being pulled to heaven and the Satan's getting angry at him and he gives the finger to Satan as he's ascending to heaven.
It's pretty stupid, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's I should be angry at something that's stupid, but I'm like, alright, movie. Like, you got me, you earned it. Like,
Yeah.
like, can you think of, like, a more... Because it's, like, pretty impotent. Like, you're going to heaven, you're just kind of like, by the way... hey, like...
Hey, say to Satan!
It's a good move. Like, I mean...